few days ago, I put out a poll asking if people wanted me to do this video as the 2.5 Rugrats movies, or also include the Wild Thornberries movie in this ranking, and by just a slim margin, the result was to also include the Wild Thornberries movie. So here we go, all 2.5 Rugrats movies plus the Wild Thornberries movie ranked from worst to best. Now, I gave each movie on this list a positive review, so just because a movie is on the lower end of the list, that doesn't mean I didn't like it. It just means I think the other movies higher up on the list are better. So with that in mind, let's get started. Coming out last place at number 4 is Rugrats Go Wild, a crossover film that doesn't seem like an obvious choice, but yet somehow still works. Now, the events of the first third to get the shows to cross over are a bit contrived and basically rip off Gilligan's Island, but after that, it's fun to see the Rugrats and Wild Thornberries interact. Bruce Willis is a great choice for Spike, and there are some really fun songs in this. I like this film, but I just don't think it's as ambitious as the ones that are higher up on the list. Number 3, the Wild Thornberries movie. Now, I kept debating whether to put this or Rugrats Go Wild in last place because, though I do like this film, its plot can be a bit uneven at times. Like, it starts off with a plot about a cheetah cub getting stolen by poachers, and then it goes into a plot about Eliza going to boarding school, and then once they resolve the cheetah cub plotline, they introduce a new plotline about the poachers trying to kill elephants. Now, it feels very cinematic, and it has a fantastic villain, but it has too many ideas, and the ending also feels very Deus Ex Machina, and feels like it contradicts the message about ordinary people can still do great things. Eliza gives up her powers to save her sister, and has to figure out how to save the elephants, even though she can't talk to them anymore. And then at the end, ta-da, she gets her powers back, thus negating the message. But the reason it's higher than Rugrats Go Wild is because, from a cinematic standpoint, it does feel bigger and more ambitious, even though plot-wise I have far more problems with it. Number 2, the Rugrats movie. Speaking of movies that take relatively small-scale shows and bring a big and ambitious story, this is one of them. While on the show, the babies were always confined to their own house, and the only danger was their imagination. In this film, there is real danger. Now, the first 20 minutes or so do feel a bit reminiscent of Toy Story, and Angelica, even though she's the main antagonist of the show, she just kind of feels like she's sidelined, like they don't really know what to do with her in this film, so she's kind of thrown in there. The events of getting her into the movie are very contrived, but there is still a lot of fun, and surprisingly it has quite a bit of adult humor for a G-rated film, and the film is still quite enjoyable and clever. And coming at first place is Rugrats in Paris, the sequel that took everything that worked about the first film and made it better. The focus of the first film was Tommy, so naturally the sequel is going to focus on the second most famous Rugrat, Chucky. And I'd say Chucky's story in this film is even better. The film's incredibly emotional, it doesn't shy away from themes of loss and grief, finding family in unexpected places, and by the time the film ends, it's incredibly satisfying and heartfelt. But with that all being said, it's not perfect. For a film set in Paris, it focuses a lot on Japanese culture. Even the third act is an homage to Godzilla movies, and it makes you wonder why they didn't just set the movie in Japan. But, that's a nitpick. I still think it's a nearly perfect film, and it comes in at number 1. So share your ranking of the 3 Rugrats movies and the Wild Thornberries movie, and I will see you next time.